It's an interesting process because, like we said, every child is different, and just being open, because you don't know what type of child you're gonna get. You don't know what their characteristics or their attitudes or, what they're little people, so they have their own little, thing going on.
Children typically enter foster care because of child abuse or neglect. If they can't safely remain in the home, then they need to be placed in out-of-home care with foster parents so we can ensure their safety. The goal is always reunification when kids enter care. Only if that's not an option do we then start looking at other scenarios such as adoption or legal guardianship. Each state has a little bit different policy and procedure, even though child welfare is governed by federal policy. So the first step in the process is that there is a hotline call made, bringing this family to the attention of the child welfare system. That can be made by anybody in the community when they have concerns about a child's safety. So the state system goes out to investigate those allegations and determine if the child is safe or not. If they feel like the child safely can't remain in their home, they then contact their local court system to get a court order placing the child into state custody. We then step in to find placement for the children. We first look for any available relatives or kinship providers. That would be someone not related by blood or marriage.
As a family finding advocate, I call relatives of kids who are in foster care, and I see if they're willing to keep in contact with the kids while they're in our care, or if they would like to have frequent visitations, that sort of thing, and then I would relay that information to the child's case manager. We definitely prefer to place with family members. If they're immediate family members, that's even better, especially if the kids have had previous contact with them or frequent contact. I'm not just looking for placement for these kids. I'm looking to build a community that these kids feel comfortable and safe in, and they know where they come from.
The goal is to provide services to the family to resolve whatever brought them to the state's attention, to ensure that the children's needs are met, whether that's medical, social, emotional, mental health, physical health, so that we can then move that family towards reunification.
So a case manager essentially will assist the parents and the kids with reunifying with each other a lot of times. Is what our primary goal is when we start. So providing services, making sure the kids are safe in placements, making sure the parents are doing services and are maintaining contact with worker. Everybody's not like your parents. Like, some people really just need a little bit of help to get where they need to be able to be safe and appropriate for their children. I understand. I wasn't in foster care myself, but one of my best friends was. And I saw her and how she felt not being in the home with her parent. And just being able to say, you can do this. I'm here to help you in any way that I can, and let's just do this together.
Cornerstones of Care is certified in the sanctuary model of trauma-informed care. The sanctuary model really looks at how the organization functions at all levels. Everything from how we engage and interact with the children and families that we work with, but also how we work together with our foster parents, how we work together as coworkers and colleagues, as well as how our organizational policies and practices are put into place. We recognize that children and families involved in the child welfare system have experienced a lot of trauma. And we want to make sure that we are both trauma-informed in how we engage with them, that we recognize that our interactions take that into consideration, and that families feel like we are trauma-responsive, so that we are not further traumatizing those that we are working with. When I think about some of the myths that I've heard over the years, some of the common misperceptions are about the types of families that we license. You do not need to be a two-parent household. We do license LGBTQ families. You do not necessarily have to be high income. We need foster parents of all ages, of all races. We need rural, we need urban. I would encourage anyone who has an interest in foster care to reach out just to learn more.
maybe not a misconception, but something I wasn't expecting was how much interaction we were going to have with the birth parents, the bio parents. Well, part of our role is to support them in their journey of trying to do what they need to do to get their children back. And my whole mindset going into this was we are going to take care of children and provide them with their needs and give them love and support. I wasn't thinking of we're also going to have to do a little bit of support for the birth parents also.
I was really nervous about that first meeting with biological parents, but I was really surprised at how thankful they were. And each of the kids that we've had, both sets of biological families have been very kind and thankful.
So fostering gives a child a home where they can see a mom, a dad, what a sister and a brother, what a family atmosphere looks like, and will hopefully give them that hope that that's something that they can have in the near future. So it just warms my heart just to know that we're giving someone something that they are in lack of, that we have extra of, which is love and a place where they can lay their heads down and feel comfortable.
Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for our other upcoming videos, the types of foster care, and how you can get started. If you're ready to get started on your journey to become a foster care parent, you can fill out an interest form on our website.